Hey folks, welcome back to the Remote Professional Network. Today we have two open positions for you. Both of them are in the $65,000 to $75,000 range. So this is a great opportunity for anyone who's looking to work from home. And again, on our channel, we focus really on jobs that are going to help you build careers. So all these jobs are going to have full benefits and things of that nature. We're really not going to show you many contract positions or things like that. We're focused on pointing out jobs that are actually going to help you build wealth. And although we are not a financial advisor or financial services, we are going to be looking at PwC today. So PwC, also known as PricewaterhouseCoopers, you might have heard of them or seen them before. They're very popular. Basically what they do, they offer, business advisory services like auditing, accounting, taxation, sometimes some human resources consulting. And they typically play in the aerospace, defense, automotive, energy, government, and a few other industries, but those are a few of the ones that they're really pretty dominant in. And their main revenue source is going to be kind of tax consulting and doing things like taxes and other financial services. That's really what they're well known for. So if you have any financial background in your resume, definitely highlight that. But the position that we're going to be covering today is for a recruiter for them. So again, this is going to start probably at about $60,000 to $75,000. I would bet it probably more like 65 to 75 is going to be what you're looking at. This position does not require a lot of experience, right? We can see here it says experienced hires, and even here it says senior associate. You will see as we go down this list, it is not going to be required. Additionally, we can see the travel requirements are up to 20%. That's just going to be for occasionally at companies that are this large. They might have you fly in once a quarter or something to have you do some trainings or just meet with your manager or something like that just once a quarter, or whatever they decide is appropriate. So we are still qualifying this as a fully remote job because you're not going to have to perform your duty in the office. It's just that they might require you to fly in every once in a while. Okay? And also note that if companies do require this, they're going to pay for it, so don't worry about that either. Okay, so this is a full-time position. We can see all the locations they're hiring for. It's basically everywhere. Again, you can read through kind of these descriptions. What we want to go focus on are the requirements and what the job is going to be doing. So recruiter, you're going to be sourcing candidates for open positions. So if you have a background in sales, that might not be a bad idea to highlight that. Again, in your resume, you're going to want to highlight accomplishments and achievements. Try quantifying them. So for example, if you led a project and you finished the project, that's great. But another way you might want to say that you accomplished that project, right, would be something like, you led a project focused on loss recovery and you spearheaded an effort to recover those lost accounts and increase sales by 37%. So kind of quantifying your accomplishments will make it a little bit easier for people to see what you have done. You want to use your resume as kind of like a highlight reel, okay? Now moving on to these these qualifications. We can see here, again, like I promised you in the beginning, it says experienced hires. For this position, all you need is a high school diploma, 2 years experience. I'm still considering this an entry-level job, guys, where you don't need experience. Most people who are going to be looking on this channel, you're going to have 2 years experience doing something, so that should be pretty easy. And it looks like they do prefer a degree. Remember something on this channel that we also really kind of like to drill in as well as experiences over experience, meaning if you have more experience working on certain types of projects and you have accomplishments and achievements, that's more important than somebody who just sat in the desk for 10 years and just kind of did the job and went home. So that's really what we're looking for here. Apply that in your resume for PwC, and I would bet you that you will get an interview. Okay, so now we're going to look into where you're actually going to be learning about what you need for the role. So working in a fast-paced environment, that's pretty standard for almost every company I see these days, right? Fast-paced, high-performing environment. PwC There are a lot of smart people that work for this company, right? So you're going to be in a pretty competitive environment, so do note that going in. With that being said, this is another company that really rewards high performers. They pay very, very well. Okay, I have a few friends that work here. Trust me, they're pretty happy. Okay, so, alright, so, experience and comfort with cold calling. So again, guys, I put this under the no call job category because I believe most of you associate a job with no phone as a job that you don't want to be in a call center. For this position, you are going to be cold calling, but you're going to be calling candidates about jobs. It's not this. You're not going to have the same type of interactions you would as you're thinking about. So, if that's what puts you off from a job using the phone, I would not let this sway me away from this one. You're going to be interviewing candidates and things of that nature. So, it's really just a completely different type of call. Alright, so it looks like you're going to be searching for niche roles. Being familiar with Boolean search strings, that's a really easy skill to pick up. So if you are applying to this position, right, there are a few things that I'm already seeing that they're probably going to want to see that you have. This is going to be the first one. Cold calling. You don't have to be in sales to do this, right? If you can think of any experience you have calling folks, whether that's internally at a position that you already have, or anything of that nature, highlight that. Just show them that you're comfortable with making phone calls. The other thing that you're going to want to highlight, demonstrate experience and familiarity with CRM systems. So their CRM system is, I'm going to guess it's going to be Salesforce. Almost every big company is going to be Salesforce these days. If you don't have experience with it and you're really serious about applying to this job, I'm going to link the video to our Salesforce certification. And if you scroll down in the comments, we actually have a Trailblazer trail mix for you to actually kind of go in there and learn how to use Salesforce. That wouldn't be a bad idea. You can pick that up pretty quickly. Just, you don't have to be an expert. Just pick up enough skills so that you can demonstrate that you know how to use the system. Okay. And let's see, what else would I highlight here? Again, we see CRM. Okay, so that's what I would do, guys. Definitely highlight your experience with cold calling, your CRM. Highlight, even if you don't have experience with a CRM, or you do, highlight any experience you have with applications or software, for example, Excel, Microsoft Power BI, SharePoint, anything of that nature. You can tell here they're really looking for someone who's a little bit tech savvy, and also other sourcing technology tools. If you have experience on LinkedIn and their recruiter profile, take a look at that. Even if you don't, you can probably find videos out there training you on it. Go in with some experience. Definitely highlight any experience you have with CRM. This might be one of the occasions where I would say you don't necessarily have to highlight an achievement or anything. Just note to them that you are experienced with CRM and Salesforce and give an example of how you've used it. If you want to quantify and achieve it, if you go into Salesforce Trailhead and you accomplish a couple things, they give you badges and skill points. Highlight the amount of badges and skill points you have with Salesforce to relay to them that, yes, I do have experience with the CRM. That seems to be their biggest thing that they're looking for here. Okay. And again, if you have any experience actually interviewing folks, sourcing, selling, highlight those as well. Otherwise, that's going to do it for this position. Again, this is PwC. They are hiring a recruiter. You're probably going to be about $65,000 to $75,000 starting here. They have a 401k match and a bunch of other benefits that you'll be able to take advantage of. Okay, so if that position is not for you, you don't love being on the phones too much, you still don't love the idea of being on the phone, let's go to UnitedHealthcare. And I know we've been highlighting UnitedHealthcare a lot lately. They're on a hiring spree, guys. We highlight great jobs, and if that happens to just be the same company over and over again, we're just going to keep doing it. So if anybody out there is saying, even for this position, we're going to go over the sales operations analyst, if you think that at the end of this, yeah, it's not really for me, go to their career site and check it. They have a ton of open positions right now that are all remote. Okay. And just to note for yourselves, healthcare / health insurance companies tend to be very remote friendly. They were remote friendly before it was popular to be remote friendly, so check that out. Again, a lot of their positions say Dallas, Texas. That's not it. That's just their standard reporting or job search thing. Everything is remote. Okay. Let's go down here. So in sales ops, you're going to be working with quite a few teams. I've actually worked in sales ops most of my career. You're going to be it's a really interesting position. You get a chance to work with, marketing, contracts, the sales team. You will work with everybody in this position. Okay. We can see this as a full-time position, 40 hours per week, Monday through Friday. So it's just your typical standard hours. It does look like you may need to work occasional overtime or weekends. Definitely what you're going to want to do for this position when you see things like that. Still get on the call for the interview, but definitely have them cover this, right? If you're somebody that doesn't want to work weekends, cover that with your trainer. If they do require weekends, though, that I'm telling you, if you could make that work, that would make you a very, very appealing candidate, I'm assuming. Okay, so let's go down to the requirements. So this one requires a high school diploma or some kind of equivalent work experience. And they are also looking for 3 years of experience in some kind of support function. It looks like sales support or operations. 3 years of computer skills. So all the Microsoft applications. And again, the CRM. Guys, I'm telling you, you need to go in Salesforce Trailhead and start chipping away at that, because if you have that experience, you can pretty much put that on your resume for any job these days, and it's going to be a really, really big boost for you. Okay, and again, we'll link this. We'll link the link to the Trailhead below in the comments after this, so you can get started on that. And then your preferred qualifications, bachelor's degree, experience in health insurance, and things of that nature. Again, remember this, guys, when you're applying to positions, this is their wish list. This is, okay, if everything's perfect, this is what we want. They know that they're not always going to get everything perfect, so if you're close to this, still throw an application in. This position, again, should be $60,000 to $70,000 is what we would ballpark this at. Again, the UnitedHealth Group, they have great trainings. I've worked there before personally. Really great trainings. You're going to be working with a lot of smart people, definitely some high performers, and this is a company that will reward high performers as well. They also have an employee stock purchase plan. If you get a chance, look at their stock. They're trending at about $400 a share. That would make you very happy. Inside that program, you get about 15% off the share price, so that can definitely help you build wealth a little bit. And they also have a 401k plus a match. Definitely, you are going to want to check that out. Okay, so the other thing that I would say that would be great to highlight in this position on your resume, if you have any project management experience or just any experience managing a project, big or small, highlight that. That's very relevant to the sales ops world. You're going to be working with a ton of people, multitasking, working on different projects. You might be working on a project with the contracts team and a project with the sales team simultaneously, both different things. Okay, so if you're somebody that can manage your time well, and you're successful managing other people well too, not necessarily in a managerial role, but in a project kind of world, this is a great position for you. Again, the reason that I keep highlighting UnitedHealth Group too is because I know that you can build a really great career here remotely, okay? So again, if this position isn't for you, look on their career page, okay? There are a bunch of open positions right now, and if this is a company you're looking to get into, you're going to want to apply while they're open, because they are known to have hiring freezes at just random times. So definitely get in while you can, okay? That's it for us today. We will see you on the next video. Let us know if you have any questions or need any tips on or advice on how to actually land some of these jobs. While their channel is still pretty small, we want to help you guys out with that. I do most of the videos, but we do still have a team of 3 here that likes to help out as well, okay? So we'll see you the next time. Take care.